Hey everybody. Today I decided to get a jump start on my Christmas ornaments. I'm going to be doing an event and I'm going to be offering customized ornaments at the event. So I went ahead and I got my ornaments. Um, they're 3.15 inches round, but they're the flat ones. I don't know if you could see that. And I like these most, especially when I'm going to be customizing them with the person's name. It's a lot easier to get the vinyl on the flatter surface. So I like getting these, and they came in a pack of 25. Um, I've got these in the past, and I'll put the link in the description. So you'll need these if you want to do the customized ornaments. I fill mines with glitter, so I just got these from Hobby Lobby. I got the extra fine glitter to put on the inside. So I just got pink, blue, and I got the iridescent, um, which they always look cute inside the ornament. I also got the polyurethane. I think that's how it's pronounced. And I got the high gloss. Now, this stuff, I've used it in the past and it dries clear, but the intention is to get the glitter to stick inside the ornament. So you'll need the polyurethane, the gloss. Comes in a little container like this. And I got this from Amazon too. I'll put the link there. And then what I did was I got some applicator bottles. This one particular came in a 2-pack, so it was pretty good for the price, so I just got the 2-pack. And you'll need the applicator because when you're filling the ornament, it's a lot easier to get it inside with the least amount of spill possible. So the applicators are really important. So now these pop off, the tops pop off, and you just sit them over on the side. Then you take the polyurethane. I think I have to actually cut a top off on this. It looks like it might be sealed, so I'll do that. Now I put a piece of cloth down just in case there's any mess. So you just squeeze a decent amount in there. Doesn't matter if it's a little bit too much, because when you put them to dry, the extra will come out anyway. So you just kind of swirl it around. You cover up the bulb. You see how it's just moving all around. And you just keep going round and round. If you need more, you can just go ahead and put some more in there, which I think I'm going to end up needing a little bit more. So you just make sure it covers the whole bulb there. So you just kind of like keep moving it around and around until you have it all covered. Now I'm going to put a little bit more in here because I still have yet to do the other side. So when you're moving it or swishing it around, you just be careful. That's why I put a piece of cloth down, because you want to get it all the way to the top. And sometimes you'll spill a little bit out, but as long as you're on top of something, or even paper towels, doesn't really matter what you use. But just to be on the safe side, you don't want to mess up your table or your desk or whatever you're working on with this stuff. So now I have some paper cups here, and that's what I'm going to use to drain the excess liquid. So after I think I covered all the edges here. Sometimes it's a little hard to see, but you know, you want to get all of it. You see it's dripping out a little bit, but that's fine. So now I think I got all the edges there. Right. Then these cups are a little bigger than what I would normally use, but that's okay because that's all I could have got my hands on. But it'll be all right if I just sit it there. Leaves enough room for it to drain the excess fluid. And then sometimes you'll have to like move it back and forth a little bit so that way you don't have a pool of fluid sitting at the base here. Sometimes I don't know if you can see that, but it's starting to gather here. But if you just move it side to side, it'll end up dropping down so you don't have that puddle there. So now I'm going to leave this here, and I'll go ahead and start on another one. Now I let these dry for a little while, but not even all that long because you want it to be tacky. So that way when you put the glue in there, when you put the glitter, it sticks really well. So you want to make sure that doesn't dry completely. Some people leave it overnight. I don't think it needs that much time. I think the most important thing is to make sure that you get the excess out, because once you get the excess out, you'll be all right. So this one was a little bit faster because I just started off with a little bit more. And then if you can see, like this is the spot that I was saying you want to try to get it all the way to the edge, so that way everything around the bulb is covered in the liquid. So I'm going to make sure I get those areas. And I think I'm good there. So what I'll do is I put a little extra in there. So I'm just going to try to pour the rest of that inside another bulb, because there's quite a bit in here. And I could use that just to get it inside the other bulb if I could, and get that one started off a little bit. You don't want to waste anything if you don't have to, you know. And I did put quite a bit in there. So I'll just transfer it over into the other bulb. Yep, that's fine. So now I'll set this aside, and then I'll start doing this one too. So I figure I'll do maybe about 4 of them, and then we'll start to get the glitter inside. Now it can be messy. See, I'm getting it on the outside, but it'll wash off. You don't have to worry too much about that. If you get it on the outside, it just wipe it off when you're all done before you start to customize them, and you'll be fine. So now don't forget, because this is pooling on the edge, so you want to try to swish it back and forth so that way you can try not to get that pooling and you can get it out of there before it starts to dry. So while you're doing your other ornaments, just keep in mind that you have those other ones that are probably pooling, and then you can, I'm not sure why the camera cut off, but I'm back. Technical difficulties. Okay, so that's good. I got it around all the edges, it looks like. So I'll set that in the other empty cup. And I'm going to need a little bit more in this one. Now, I like making the customized ornaments. A lot of the people like to get their kids' names or their grandkids' names on them. And you can give them as a gift. Or you could decorate your own tree. Last year I did little unicorn faces on them. I'm not sure if I'm going to do that this year. I think I'm going to stick with just the customized ones. But the little unicorn ones looked really nice. And I'll put my website link there in the description also. So you can take a look at the ornaments that I have on my website. And you'll see the little unicorn ones. They were really cute. And a lot of people liked them, but being that I'm going to an event, I think it might be a little better to offer people the option to get them customized with their name. So I think that's what I'm going to be going with this year. Okay, so I think I got that all covered up. Oh, wait, you see? I don't know if you guys can see that, but there's a spot right there that doesn't have anything. So we're going to try to get that area, because you want to have it coated completely. Because if you have some spots that are not coated, obviously the glitter is not going to stick in that spot. So you want to have it throughout. And I think we're good on the pooling with these. Got a little spot there, but I think for the most part it should be okay. Let me check the others before I start putting the glitter. I think I'll start with the pink glitter, so that way you can see it a little better on camera. The iridescent, it's kind of light, but it gives a cute shimmer. So that's why I like the iridescent. Okay, let me just check the pooling on these other ones, and then I'll show you how I do the glitter. Now, the glitter can get messy, as you know, working with glitter. It can be messy. But what I like to do is I cover the hole and just shake it, profuse, really hard. Shake it hard and get the glitter throughout the whole bulb. So let me just get this pooling here. You can see it dripping. It collects in this area here, and that's what you want to try to avoid as much as you can. Okay, so I'll get my glitter open. Now, these were pretty inexpensive, this container that I got from Hobby Lobby. So I was happy about that. Just have to pop the thing out there first. I should have done all this before I got on camera, but that's fine. Now this one has 2 slots to pour and to sprinkle out. So I'll just try and see if I can pour some in here. Excuse me. I'm going to do it over the cup also, just in case. All right. Now I put a pretty decent amount in there, only because I want to try to get it pretty dark. So I'm going to just put the lid back in there, put it back on, and just shake it up. And some of the glitter is coming out, so let me fix that. Yeah. And just shake, 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 shake. Sorry, guys. I'm at my shop doing these, and a customer came in. So I apologize for that. So now I think I got it all covered. It's completely surrounded. You want to make sure that you can get it up on the rim also, which I did. And then I have a little bit of glitter left in here, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to take it out, and I'm going to try to put it into another ornament. I try not to waste anything. So if I can get it out, I'll just pour it right into another ornament. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But try to get as much as I can out. Okay, so now that's one. You can see it's completely covered. It's a lighter pink. And then what I'll do is I'll just sit it right back in the cup. And now I'll just leave it and let that dry. Now you want to let it dry overnight, like leave it open to dry overnight. Because from past experience, when you put the lid back in, sometimes it'll scrape the glitter if it's not dry all the way. So you want to leave that, definitely leave it overnight and let it dry before you put your lid back on, because it has these little prongs, and sometimes those prongs will scrape the glitter on the inside, so you want to try to avoid that. So this, I think I can use a little bit more glitter in there, because it doesn't look like it's coating all the way around. So I'll just put a little bit more in there. Just put a little bit and add as you go. You know, if you feel you need a little bit more, if it's not sticking or it's not dark enough, or you see little specks, you just put a little bit more in there and then you'll be okay. So now this one looks pretty good now that I added a little bit more. There we go. So now I'm going to do the same with this. I'm going to put it back in the cup upside down and then just let the rest, let it dry overnight. So now I'll leave these things here at the shop overnight because I won't be able to bring them back home with me. And then when I come in tomorrow, they should be ready. Then I'll put the bow on them and I'll pack them and get them ready for the event. Now I'm going to do a blue one. Well, probably the last two I will do blue. Yeah, let me put this lid on because that's a little tricky there. And I'll do the last two I'll do blue. And then, you know, you can use any color glue that you like. Doesn't really, I mean, glitter that you like. Doesn't really matter. I just find that the fine glitter works better. Because it covers the area a little bit better. The chunky glitter, it just doesn't seem to go over well for me. I end up with a lot of spots still. So I try not to use the chunky glitter. But you can give it a shot. If it works for you, then that's fine. But it doesn't really work for me too well. I'm just going to shake it up. I'm going to put my hand on it. Like I said, the glitter stuff can get everywhere, and you know how that goes, but yeah, that's a pretty balloon. It's nice and light. I'll put a little bit more in there because it looks like I missed a couple spots there. So I'll just add a little bit more in there. And I'll use the top from the glitter, actually, instead of my hand. And just shake it all around. Make sure it's all over. Looks like I got it all covered. Yeah. And then I'll do the last one. Let's see. I have some glitter in here that I could transfer over. Okay. Now I'll have a bunch of glitter to clean up off my desk, but that's fine. While I'm here at the shop, I like to try to work. When it's slow with customers, I can get some stuff done. So it kind of works out for me. I just don't have a workstation, so I have to use the counter. So when I'm done here, I'll just go ahead and wipe everything down and All right, so here I'm done with the fourth one. It's looking good. I'll just put the rest of the excess glitter back in here. And then I'll just let them dry. Like I said, I'll let them dry overnight. And here you go. They're cute. They're fully covered. And then after they dry, I'll have quite a few ready for people to get personalized. If you want to get some personalized yourself, you can go on my website. I'll put the link in the description. And you could take a look at the ones that I currently have available. And thanks for joining me.